Story has always been a huge talking point when it comes to Destiny ever since the launch of Vanilla Destiny 1 back in September 2014. The story back then was very lackluster to say the least.
Who are you?
Why have you been watching us?
I don't even have time to explain why I don't have time to explain.
Almost 7 years later and I still don't get this. The thing is, Destiny actually has an amazing story, but most of it is hidden inside the lore. Unless you've got time to read through loads of lore tabs and grimoire cards or watch lore YouTubers like My Name is Bife, there's a lot of story you'll never experience. That's always been something Bungie has struggled with, putting their amazing story in the actual game for the average player to experience. Now Bungie have improved a lot over the years with this. Oryx was an awesome villain in The Taken King, which we directly influenced ourselves by killing his son Crota in the Dark Below expansion. Rise of Iron was really cool, delving deeper into Saladin and the Iron Lords, something we had only gotten a glimpse of during the monthly Iron Ban event prior to that. Vanilla Destiny 2, when Gore attacked us, taking out Light and the Last City, which was a crushing blow. Forsaken, when they killed off Cade, who was pretty much everyone's favourite character, and went deeper into the lore of the Awoken. And most recently in Beyond Light, through Aramis and Varix, we saw how the Fallen had their own golden age when the Traveller visited them before us. Something that was in the lore all the way back in Vanilla Destiny 1, but for some reason was never mentioned in the campaign when we first encountered them. This has all been great, but in the Season of the Chosen, Destiny's story is at its best in my opinion. And in this video, I'm going to explain why. Season of the Chosen introduced a new villain into Destiny 2 named Caiatl. She's the daughter of Emperor Calist and the new Empress of the Cabal Empire. I think she had been mentioned in some lore prior to this, but this is the one most of us has seen her for the first time. Pretty much every Destiny villain has the same goal: destroy the Guardians and take the Traveller and the Light. We see a big enemy in the trailers and cutscenes and we're told they're a massive threat to the city and so we must defeat them quickly. But straight away, Caiatl was different. She didn't want to destroy us and take our light, she wanted to ally with us. The first cutscene of the season, we see her and Zavala talking somewhat peacefully. This straight away made Caiatl different and unique when compared to the rest of Destiny's villains. The Cabal homeworld has been destroyed by the Hive, and Caiatl was looking for allies to put on her war council so she could take her home back. We could sympathise with her a little bit, as we fought the Hive many times before and know how powerful they are. Also, as the story progresses, we see Caiatl is very honourable and has a clear set of values she follows. Through her interactions with different characters, such as Zavala and Osiris, we really get to know and understand her. We see what she thinks about Guardians, and she hates her father Kalos, making her into a very interesting character. I'm not saying every villain has to be like Caiatl, however I would like more in-depth backgrounds on our villains that is presented in the game through meaningful and compelling dialogue. The story has a very clear beginning, middle and end, with the ending leaving some things open to be explored further down the line. It was easy to follow, with weekly quests which progressed the story, making the Destiny world feel alive and real. Battlegrounds did get quite repetitive sometimes, but the exchanges going on between the different characters while you did them made it less boring. This was also great character development. Hearing the Crow, Saladin, Osiris and Amanda Holiday interact with each other was great and done so well. The writers and voice actors did a great job with this. Hearing them sometimes argue and disagree was also amazing, and way better than the normal exposition or banter we usually get during dialogue in strikes. Crow flirting with Amanda was also fun to hear too. Bungie should definitely do more of this in the future, especially the character interactions in the Helm, where we see them physically standing and talking in front of us and they also turn to talk directly to us. This makes the world and characters feel real. The attempted Zavala assassination from the Scions was also so good. Seeing Caiatl absolutely destroy that Scion was fun, but it's a great narrative choice, as we see our enemies aren't all united together against us and have disagreements within their own ranks, making it more realistic. The story in this season felt like weekly episodes in a TV show, each week tuning in for a new episode which ended in a great finale with the Proving Ground strike, where we defeated Caiatl's champion. I think this storytelling structure is perfect and should be replicated again for future seasons. All of the main story moments were shown in game for the average player to see, not hidden in lore tabs. It's exactly what is needed for Destiny. All the characters featured in this season's story had clear motives and goals, and it was awesome seeing them explored. Zavala was intent on resolving things peacefully with Caiatl and did not want to start a war, but we saw that the pressure of being commander is taking its toll on him, and he says he hasn't been sleeping well. Zavala is one of the oldest characters in Destiny, being the Titan Vanguard since the beginning, but back in Vanilla Destiny 1, he was such a plain two-dimensional character. The only thing I remember about him was him telling us that we stepped into a war with the Cabal on Mars.
Whether we wanted it or not, we've stepped into a war with the Cabal on Mars. So let's get to taking out their command one by one.
But for real, Zavala has always been a very serious character that follows protocol, and this is even more evident now, and we see him butt heads with Saladin over this. Lord Saladin is very rash and hot-headed. He's the opposite of Zavala and wants a full-scale assault on the Cabal and sees Guardians as warriors. This is a cool perspective that some players may agree with. He often gets into disagreements with other characters because of his views, which I love to see.
You make it look easy, Guardian.
Yes, if only all Lightbearers had their focus.
Was that remark pointed in my direction?
We had no time for idle chatter when we were defending the walls at Six Fronts, I'll tell you that. And I doubt Zavala tolerated it during the Red War.
You'll forgive me. I'm new, so I'm not caught up on our history. What were you doing in the Red War? Huh. Must be a bad signal.
Crow is methodical and curious, and is a character I'm starting to like more and more. Most of the story is high in his face due to him being the resurrected Aldrin Sov, the guy who killed Cade. This dynamic makes his character all the more fascinating. Crow tries his best to fit in and be a good guardian, and feels guilty even though he wasn't the one who actually killed Cade. Him showing his face when there was an attempt on Zavala's life was a crazy moment, and I found myself rooting for him and want everyone else to accept him. It looks like they are setting him up to be the new Hunter Vanguard, and I'm all for it personally. Osiris is kind of in the middle between Zavala and Saladin. He's like Saladin a bit because he's often critical of the Vanguard and their policies. However, more like Zavala, he doesn't believe a war with the Cabal is the answer, as we see him talking with Caiatl during the Glidecon mission, which I have to say was such a cool mission and also helped to add to the amazing storytelling in this season. Osiris also acted like a sort of mentor for Crow, as he helped him hide his identity from everyone else. Amanda Holiday wasn't really front and center like the rest of the characters, as she was just talking here and there during the Battlegrounds missions. However, I really did enjoy her relationship with Crow, which I thought was genius. Amanda and Cade were very close, and when Cade died, Amanda wanted revenge just as much as the rest of us. Seeing her getting so close with Crow, who wears the same face as Cade's killer, was such clever writing and built tension for the player, as we were worried about what her reaction might be when she finds out about Crow. Believable and engaging characters are key to creating a good narrative, and Bungie have done such a good job with the cast of characters in this season. If the characters weren't this compelling, the story would not have been this good. Overall, Bungie has done a fantastic job with the story in Season of the Chosen. All the different components I've discussed culminated in an awesome and cohesive story that was thoroughly entertaining. Bungie needs to keep this up and keep improving, and I can't wait to see what they do with the future seasons. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe for more gaming videos just like this. Comment down below letting me know what you thought of the storyline this season in the Season of the Chosen. Follow my socials to stay up to date on the channel, they will link down below. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.